Well, it was a short video today because she filled the second half of it, and thank you, No, I Don't Think So, for not covering that second half of it with a retro film of her flying back to Kuwait. And we had two confused people, at least two, go into FFG's live and say, she's back in Kuwait. No, she's not back in Kuwait. She's showing old footage from 75 pounds in the past when she went there for the first time. And a great question was raised. Where did she live in Kuwait? Where was she staying in Kuwait before she actually got married? If they're not allowed to live together. But you know what? I don't care. She's the one who picked that country. If she was in America, if she was in Canada, nobody would give a shit. It wouldn't matter. Oh, sorry, I'm listening to the dog chatter downstairs. Oh God, and here we go. They're starting to fight. Ah. Okay, anyway, let's watch this video that No, I Don't Think So kindly clipped and added some commentary to, and I will also comment on this as well.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Canada vlog. So I'm here picking up my aunt so that we can have a day together. We're gonna go have lunch and do some errands, some shopping, and then I have a therapy appointment in the afternoon.
I hope she actually means it this time, but after how many times she's duped us, I can't help but wonder if it's just lip service.
So yeah, it's gonna be a full day for me. It is quite rainy, which is kind of disappointing because we wanted to go on a nature walk. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, so come along with me again today.
Why don't you get a rain jacket and an umbrella, girlfriend? You can still walk out in the rain.
Hey, in this vlog, another birthday gift. I got a pink Yeti. I like Yeti, and I used to have a blue one.
She was literally just complaining about these designer thermoses like last week or something, you guys.
That was a gift also from a Beezer. And yeah, I love this color. So it keeps my water cold when I'm out driving around the whole time. By the way, I can easily get an international driver's license or a driver's license over there in Kuwait, but it's not the same as driving here. No, I don't really enjoy driving.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do they drive on a different side of the street or something? Like, why is it not the same as driving in Canada? I mean, it seems to me that you could get traveler's insurance as well and make sure that your health is protected while you're in Kuwait, but I mean, you do the absolute bare minimum to go between these countries. You're not protecting your health, and you just, well, as you all will see, had what looked like a successful first visit with a therapist, and then you're gonna blow it off, right?
Over there, you know, so I'm gonna be a passenger princess when I'm there, so yeah. So we are eating at a vegetarian restaurant today. It is actually quite a delicious place. I've eaten here before. Here is a glimpse at their menu or part of it. They give you a pitcher of nice cold water to drink while you are there.
What else would you do with it, Chantal? Are you going to be bathing with that water? Are you going to be like performing mass with that water? What, like, obviously, if they put water on the table, it's there for you to drink. Like, is that all you got for your live streams now? Is to state the obvious?
So my
She looks terrible, you guys. Oh my god. She looks absolutely terrible. And it's not just because she's not wearing makeup. It's because she can't decide what filters she wants to put on herself. So the shape of her face is constantly changing. And she absolutely did not get it right in that shot.
wanted to show that she had the soup of the day, which was tomato and lentil, and she had a falafel sandwich on gluten-free bread. She loves it. And I had a pad thai, though it's not like traditional pad thai, but it's like noodles with like a peanut kind of sauce with vegetables. It was.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, you could stay away from the carbs? Like, even when you're in a veggie place, there are options that could potentially be bad for your diabetes. And there you are with pad thai noodles. Like, do you think maybe, just maybe, you could do a little bit better on your diet here?
It's actually really good.
That looks bomb in my opinion. At least when she's in Canada, we see greens on her plate.
All right, time for my therapy appointment. I'm just waiting in the waiting room now. Hey guys, so I just finished my therapy session. Now, granted, when I made the appointment, I told them I was planning on making this an ongoing effort to address my mental health, because I was planning on staying here. So then the main focus of this session, and the therapist was very on point, just by little things I would tell her about my story, like recent story, sort of the past few years. She talked about grief, grieving things that I still haven't really grieved. Parts of me who I was. Not necessarily a bad thing, grieving, but sometimes when there's change, whether it's good or bad, you grieve parts of things that are changing.
Grieve parts that are changing? What is she referring to here? Is she implying that she's missing parts of the messy past, or am I way off?
But it was nice to have my...
I think she's referring to a therapist sitting in front of her and nodding her head and saying, go on, tell me more, and she's taking all of that as affirmation.
Feelings validated, especially since I don't know anybody really who understands me wanting to go back to Kuwait.
She has a CPAP marks on her face. What time was this appointment exactly? Would you take a nap in between? What's going on here?
But this therapist did, and she gave me a lot of reasons why I would want to go back there based on what I told her. And my feelings were validated, and they also came up with a lot of resources for me to have access to healthcare remotely. There's some binge eating program resources, addiction services, and the adult mental health program, which is like covered by OHIP. It's like a 1.5 year wait. So for like one-on-one counseling.
This all sounds great, but at the end of the day it doesn't matter how many tools they throw at you. It's up to you to use them.
So we'll just see. I have some resources.
It's a 1.5 year wait in Kuwait to get your telehealth? What are you doing? You quite literally sat in front of a Canadian therapist. Why didn't you book your next appointment? You're not leaving yet. You think you're leaving on that next YouTube paycheck on the 23rd? Girlfriend, let's see what Israel and Iran do over the weekend, shall we?
Says they also suggested help me pick out resources in Kuwait. So the focus is to also have access to some resources there, which there are community centers, but they're Islamic, you know? So they made a good point that a lot of it's probably going to be through a religious perspective, which makes sense. And, you know, being a revert, you know, they suggested finding other revert expat groups that might be support. So they also started, I told them, you know, socializing. I isolate a lot because socializing, getting out there is kind of overwhelming when I'm feeling, you know, down. So they suggested just going out in public without socializing. So just going out more. So there's things I have that I have to work on, but I feel more confident having gone through this session. It's definitely not a waste of time. And they're one phone call away if I ever need another one, whenever I need it. So
I do hope for her own sake that she follows through with it, but after following her for years it's hard to believe that she's serious this time. Hope she proves me wrong though.
that's my therapy update. It's actually super nice out here.
Honestly, Chantel, if you put the phone down once in a while and went out in public and did things, it would be pretty difficult for you not to actually meet people, not to actually strike up conversation with people just out in the wild as you're doing your stuff. But the fact that you're constantly filming everything is an absolute turnoff from anybody in your proximity. You have to know that, right? Is that your shield? Put the goddamn phone down.
It's rainy, gloomy, but I love it. I love getting fresh air.
Okay, guys. So it was a short one today. But she's still delusional. Let's see if she can figure out how to properly apply the therapist's feedback with going out in public more. But she didn't say the key thing. Put your goddamn phone down, Chantel. Live life. Not everything needs to be recorded.